and my wife talked about it, prayed about it, thought about it, looked at the problem, looked at the couple of people that were out there, and decided, yeah, we're not going to let the party shove people down our throats anymore. They've been doing this for decades now. And unfortunately, all of us have been settling for it for decades. You know, the better of two evils, right? We all heard that, haven't we? The word evil is derived from the word devil. Is there any good in that? Or any better in that? I don't think so. So that's why we're running. I'm a constitutional, well, I'll start at the beginning. I'm a Christian constitutional Republican. And that's what I am. I don't care if people like it. It doesn't bother me if they don't. I'm not running to be popular. I'm running to fix a problem. I ran companies. One of the companies I ran, I fired my best friend for doing something he shouldn't have done. And then that evening I went and had dinner at his home with his wife and 3 daughters, who I love dearly. But he knew he was wrong. And that was business. That's what this is actually. Government is sort of a business. Not a very well run one, but it's sort of a business. I know that if we can simply, and it is simple. See, this is where it really gets foggy. You get people that come and tell you, I'll create jobs, right? How many politicians tell us that?
All of us.
Not me. Not going to happen. Constitutionally, I'm not allowed to. It's not in the Constitution. And anybody, you ever watched, what is that, Fox? What's that guy's name, John Stossel, I think? He did a thing about a week or 2 ago, and he did this thing on politicians. And he said, whenever anybody comes up in front of you and says, I'm going to create jobs, that's when you know you're in trouble. You are now looking at a politician. As a federal officer being elected, you can't do that. Article 1, Section 8 tells me what I'm empowered to do, and that ain't one of them. Ever. Never has been. That's the problem with our country now. The Constitution is something we all talk about, but very few of us deal with it. Most of us don't even know what it is. We now have people writing books to explain it to us like it's that hard to look. I mean, the book is this thick. You know, I've got them on my table. They're not big. And they're not hard to understand. It tells you what you can do, which means anything that's not in there you can't do, which is mostly what our government is doing to us. The federal government now has, in the Senate, a bill that requires it to conform all legislation to the Constitution. Requires it. Passed in the House. Of course, the Senate's not going to bring it to the floor for a vote. That's one of the first things I intend to do. But I'm going to amend it. I want, in addition to that, a second page, where it also includes all legislation previous to this, all, must also comply with the Constitution in full, regardless of department, laws, rules, or agencies. Thereby, when you do that, we are going to lose about 1/3 of our government. And you will see such a reduction in spending, you won't believe it. That's what it's going to take. But it's going to take somebody that, quite frankly, doesn't care about a job. Quite frankly, I really don't. You know, I had some really nice jobs, and I did very well, and I thank God for it. But this is not one I ever wanted. This, believe it or not, was not the first time I was asked to run for office. I was asked to run when I lived in Iowa. I was asked to run when I lived in California. I was asked to run when I lived in Idaho. I was asked to run here in 08 and in 10, and I managed not to.